So, when I was searching on the internet for something new to find on the documentation on Void Linux, I have found something really interesting. And it's IRC channel. What the hell is IRC channel? Hello everyone, my name is Nox and welcome to a new video on my channel. Today we will be talking about the IRC, the chat protocol that has never died. So before we used Discord or Slack or I don't know, Skype, developers had IRC channels. It's still used today by the people who built the internet. It's really important to know what IRCs are. In short form, IRC is created in 1988 in Finland. It's pure text, no images, no videos, no reactions. It's defined by IRC 1459, which is an open protocol and nobody owns it. So how it works, it's server channel users, not server company channels users. For the IRC, you don't need account, you just need a nickname. And you use a client like WeChat, IRSSI, and HexChat. So first I will explain what protocols are. You can see protocol as a set of rules that two computers agree on to communicate. Example, HTTP is a protocol for web pages. SMTP will be for emails. And IRC, which is Instant Relay Chat, is a protocol for the real-time text usage. How IRC works, it's you connect to a server like IRC LiberaChat. Servers are organized into networks. Inside the network there are channels, something like Discord channels. They start always with a hashtag. Like example will be hashtag Linux, hashtag Python, or hashtag Kali. You pick a nickname, you join a channel and chat in plain text. No emotes, no attachments, no videos, just text. You don't need really an account. You can always use something to cloak your nickname. I will explain it in a second. You just connect and talk. Why does IRC matter? Because most open source projects still have IRC channels. As you can see, Void Linux has its beginning with hashtag Void Linux and it's on IRC channel on LiberaChat. It's also very lightweight, which helps a lot of in dark web. I will explain also it in a second. And devs don't really want bloated apps. So, as a real example, I will tell you something about gaming. So, early online games had no built-in voice or text channels. Let's say like Quake, which was created in 1996, Doom, StarCraft, and players needed to find opponents and form teams. IRC was already there. Gamers just started using it. So when the IRC was first created, it was not really something for gamers. It was more created to text people like devs. Well, gamers started using IRCs to communicate with each other. That's how the first tournaments took place. That's how competitive gaming started. Hashtag Quake, hashtag StarCraft, hashtag Doom was a place where the competitive players started to meet. Quake has a lot of lore with IRCs because entire competitive scene lived on IRCs, like match scheduling, the classic trash talk, and strategy. There was also in Counter-Strike 1.6 era where the teams used to set up scrims. StarCraft, specifically Broad War, had a Korean pro scene coordinated through IRC channel. Warcraft 3, with custom map communities, like Dota included, organized through IRCs. Even I think the old school RuneScape has still IRC within the engine. I don't know. I think yes. So in the early 90s, when people started to play games, there was something they needed lightweight. Because let's say RAM in those days were, didn't really work. The computer looked like a potato and didn't work really much. The IRCs were lightweight, didn't eat RAM while gaming. So you can have good performance and still use IRCs. It was also instant, which had no login, just connect and talk. Channels which were perfect for clans and teams. Bots were already there. An automatic system that could track stats, announce matches, and manage tournaments. And the really biggest thing about IRCs is no company owns it. It's a protocol. So it's not like Discord. It was free, underground, and unfiltered. The death of IRC and gaming scene was when Steam added friend lists. Plus the chat, it was around 2003. Then the replacement for the voice channel was Ventrilo, and more known to me will be TeamSpeak. I know when I was younger, I still used TeamSpeak to talk to friends online. Then came the big guy called Discord in 2015, and he killed what's left. Skype died, TeamSpeak died, because Discord had one thing the others didn't have. You could chat with each other, you could make channels that were really easy to set up. They had servers, really easy to set up. You could voice in. But there was a little wave of people in 2010 that were still using IRCs. And if you want to talk about bots on Discord, the IRC bots have created the bots we have today. We have covered right now the more top of the iceberg of IRCs. Now let's get to the darker side, and I'm talking here about dark webs. Before Tor Market, before hacker forums, there was IRCs. And some of it was very dark. So let's start with what is dark web. You have your regular internet you use to Google things like I just search void Linux. It's more Google indicates it. Then you have the dark web. Requires special software like Tor to access it. And what's Tor? It's basically a thing that sends your data. So when you're connecting to something, it goes through a relay or set of different computers that don't talk to each other, which creates you completely anonymous. You can say Tor hides your IP by routing traffic through multiple nodes. IRC plus Tor, anonymous chat with no trace. No backstory, nothing. So how IRC was used on the dark web was really special thing there. Because hackers run private IRC servers inside Tor, not on the clear net, obviously. You needed an invite or the hidden address, probably .onion, to even find the server. It was more used for sharing exploits and 0 days. They were also coordinating DDoS attacks, which Anonymous Group was really known for using IRCs. We can say that in 2010, Anonymous coordinated Operation Payback, which was attacks on PayPal and Visa. And the whole operation ran through IRC, so the whole communication of the operation was on the IRC. On the other hand, Lulzak, I don't know how to speak it correctly, was a hacker group that breached Sony, but there was one mistake they created or they made. They got caught partly because IRC logs were leaked. So normally IRC works like this. You connect and you don't see what was written before you join it or connect it to the server. Well, people created bots that automatically show you what was talked about. Like you go on the Discord, you go on the server, you can go to the first days of the server and you can see what was talked about. Well, IRC didn't have that, they had to make a special bot for it. The problem was it was hard to shut down. That's why, now the point is, IRCs are lightweight. Tor is really, really slow. If you connect to Tor for daily browsing because you're paranoid with tinfoil on your head, I guess, there was a thing that Tor is slow. It's really slow because you have to go through multiple nodes to get where you want. And IRCs are lightweight, which means Discord wouldn't work on Tor because it's too slow. IRCs were perfect for it. There is no central server, which means you cannot shut down something that there does not exist. Tor hidden IRC servers had no real IP to trace, so you couldn't find anything about the IRC. Encrypted IRC, which is called SSL, plus Tor created you invisible to people that want to find you. Admins could vanish and reappear on a new .onion server or address. The key thing to remember about the dark side was that IRC anonymity and decentralization made it powerful. For good, it was gaming, open source, and bad was for crime and botnets. I heard once that everything that's with anonymity, what? I can't. Being anonymous, I will say it like that. That being anonymous and being private on the internet has a double edge, like a sword. It can be used for good, as you've seen on the gaming, but also it can be bad because it can be used for crime. Now, what's the difference between IRC and a Discord? Discord is a company. It controls everything. It controls your traffic, servers, where you go, what you send. It's controlled by everything. Even if they say no, we have seen that in the past month that they lied. IRC is open. Anyone can run a server. It's decentralized, which means you don't really know where you're at. And Discord was built to replace IRC for gaming. If we talk about IRCs on the dark web, it's not only used to cause harm, because activists and journalists in the restricted countries can access IRCs to talk to the outside world, which is great because people that has no access to the real internet that we have in Europe or America, they have a chance to see what's on the outside of their restricted country. The structure of IRC is simple. You have server, channel, and users. That's everything. Discord has, I don't know, multiple things, everything, and so on. Now, I will show you something nice. As you see, I have changed my rise, okay? It's not anymore painful in the eyes. I went for the monochrome. Okay, so I will start up my terminal, and right now I will type WeChat. Yes, WeChat. Okay, I'm in WeChat, which I have to connect right now to LibreChat. So I couldn't get it to work. I still don't understand how to use this in terminal. It's so weird. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you want to join our community, you can always join our Discord. Link in the description. Thank you everyone for watching, and we will see each other in the next video.